Welcome to the Chosen Podcast with Dr. Ashley. Real women, real issues, real conversations.
What's up, y'all? It's Dr. Ashley here, and I'm so excited to welcome you to the Chosen Podcast. So this podcast is for women and guys. If y'all want to hang out with us, pull up. But for women and the woman in particular who knows that she was created for more but hasn't quite figured out what more looks like. We're on this journey together, y'all, and I'm so excited to welcome you here. So this podcast used to have a different name, and I have to talk about it today because I am going to share with you guys my stubborn nature and how even through all the things that God has gotten me through, I'm still hard-headed. So this podcast was originally going to be called Bold, Balanced, and Blessed because those were like the three qualities and characteristics that I want women to bring forth. Like, I want you to be bold in your faith, bold in your calling, bold in the things that you step out into the world to do, right? I want you to be balanced. If you follow me for any amount of time, you know I'm very much into holistic health and wellness, and being balanced and grounded is so extremely important to our overall health and wellness. But blessed. The blessed piece basically was there just to remind, all of us on that journey that you might not be where you want to be. You may not have hit that destination. You may not have hit that goal yet. You might even still be exploring why you're here. But you're still blessed, right? You woke up this morning. You have air in your lungs. We have to practice gratitude. That's something that I'm so extremely passionate about. I think it's so extremely important regardless of where you are in your life, your faith walk, and your purpose journey. So that was the podcast name. And when I tell you, we had planned out retreats, we had planned out conferences, we had planned out all the things. We had a logo. We secured the website domains, we secured the social medias and YouTube channels, and God said, Chosen, and I kept saying, are you sure, Lord? Like, I already filmed the first episode. Like, we're way far down on the journey, right? Are you sure? You want me to go back and flip it? And so I had a call with my team and was like, you guys are gonna hate me for what I'm about to say, but I feel like God's telling me to change the name of the podcast. And I remember very vividly, Kaya was like, is this you? Is it God? I'm like, it's God. Oh, it's clear that God said change the name. Because what I was realizing is everything in my life keeps circling back to one truth. And that's that we are all chosen. And I'm going to talk a bit more about that name as we go along today. But I was so not interested in changing everything and starting over because I am a very type A personality. When I put my mind to something, we're like, go. We're doing it, and we're doing it now. And God said, I'm trying to do something bigger in you. I'm trying to do something bigger through you. So I'm going to need you to back up and call it what I told you to call it and run it back. So welcome to the Chosen Podcast. That's what it is. That's what it's going to be. And I am so, so happy that you're here. So why Chosen? I have been through seasons in my life where I felt unseen, where I felt unsure, and where I felt unworthy. I would say, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my book that is coming out. It should be dropping. It has already dropped by the time that you heard this episode. But I was told to write that book 13 years before I ever actually put pen to paper. And a lot of the reason why it took me so long to do that is because I was scared. I was scared of being judged. I was scared of, what people would say. Could I actually produce a piece of work that would be respected in this realm that I'd never actually written in before? There were so many different things. I felt unworthy, to carry this message. At the time, I was single, and, as I finally submitted, I was then a divorced mom with 2 small kids. And I just had so many reasons telling God why I'm not supposed to be doing, are you sure? You know, the little Moses season where I'm like, but Lord, this is why I can't do it. And I didn't want to. I had no desire. I didn't want people to mistake me in what I was trying to do as this ministry, or that I was like trying to announce my calling to preach or anything like that. I don't want people to be confused, because Lord didn't tell me that. He told me to write this book. Okay? And so there was a real tension between my vision and my personal insecurity. And so my biggest question, you know, through that season, every time God smacked me in the face with it, was, God, can you really use me? Can you use the things that I've went through, everything that I've gone through, can you use it so that it was not in vain? And so Chosen isn't really about a platform. It isn't about perfection. It's not about being picked first. It's not about the level of your calling. It is about accepting the fact that you were chosen by your Creator for something greater than you. And you know, when I was going through this whole battle with myself and like sharing with Kaya what I was thinking and what God was putting on my heart and what I was running from, the person that popped in my head was Beth Moore. And I will talk about Beth Moore more in a later episode, but I love Beth Moore. My first introduction to doing a deep dive in the book of Esther was through her study on Esther. And I love the way that she teaches and the way that she writes and presents the Bible in a way that is visible almost, you know? And what God smacked me with was like, look up what her platform is called. And it's called Living Proof Ministries. So I literally am on the website, you know, after I'm telling Kai, okay, we're changing the name. She's on her computer, I'm on my computer, and I kept skipping past, we're looking, The Chosen, IamChosen.com, BeChosen.com, like we looked at all of these different iterations of a website. And every time I was skipping past the one that said The Chosen Ministry because I didn't like the M word. So, you know, fast forward to some face in the ground, tearful, snotty prayers, and a really tearful, snotty voice note to my pastor. Shout out, Pastor Dr. F. Bruce Williams. Here we are with thechosenministry.com. This Chosen podcast, and so many other things that are to come in the name of Chosen. So, you know, Esther, which is clearly my favorite person in the Bible, especially in this season of my life, she was orphaned. She was so unlikely to be chosen as the Queen of Persia. She was hidden before she was revealed. And so sometimes you have to realize that your obscurity, when you feel like people have forgotten about you, when you feel like you're in this season where nothing that you do matters, no one sees you, that's a season of preparation. In my book, I call it a season of beauty treatments. And that is something that we all have to endure. God has to prune your garden before he can elevate you. God has to really make sure he can trust you with the blessing that's on the way before he could deliver it to your hands, right? Are you going to be a good steward? That's what this season is all about, okay? So what it means to be a chosen life, to live a chosen life is what I really want to talk about. So chosen it's for healing. It's about facing wounds. Maybe it's abandonment, maybe it's trust, maybe it's a feeling of insecurity or something that happened to you when you were a child that makes you now as a grown woman or grown man not trust yourself or trust other people, so you're not living a full life. It's about owning your growth. It's about basically realizing that in order for me to step into what God's called me to be, I have to grow as a person, as a mom, as a mother, as a wife. Like, I have to be better, I have to become, right? I have to become the thing that he's called me up to. So that's important. And the other thing is we've got to take responsibility for our own happiness and joy. And that's going to be a whole episode by itself. Like, we are responsible for our own happiness. We have to do the work on us to heal, to restore, and to seek, at the feet of God what it is that we're supposed to be here for and what we're supposed to do. So, chosen women don't chase anything except for Jesus, okay? They steward what's assigned to them, all right? So that means you steward your time. You steward your income. You steward your gifts. Everything that God blesses you with, you have to steward appropriately so that he can walk you into that promised land, okay? So it's not about anything performative. It's literally about not shrinking, not feeling like you have to overperform, not feeling like you have to, live up to anyone's standards. The standards that you, as a chosen woman, are trying to live up to are the ones that's going to get you a well done, my good and faithful servant, at the end of your life. This is not about people pleasing your way into exhaustion. Chosen women don't do that. It means living congruently with who God created you to be. Period. Okay? Your obedience, I want you to know this. Your obedience is connected to someone else's breakthrough. So if you make the choice not to walk into the season or into the whatever it is that God has called you to do, if you make the choice to say, no, I'm not going to do that, Lord. Nope. I hear you calling me for whatever reason. My answer is a no. He's going to get it done through someone else. Know that, number one. But number two, you are delaying someone else's breakthrough. You are delaying someone else's ability to connect with the Lord and rise into their own calling. So this is, living a chosen life is not about being selfish. It's the opposite. It's about surrender. It's about stewardship. Stewarding, that's my word for the year, y'all, and there's an episode coming where I'm going to talk to you about that, but it's really about stewarding everything that you've been given, because what you've been given is not for you, it is for God's people. So when you heal, you can lead, you can speak up, you can show up, and other women get the permission to do the same thing, okay? So you are chosen for impact. It's not about you. You're chosen for radiance. This is not arrogance, but chosen women don't dim their lights. It doesn't matter what's going on around them. Chosen women can take it on the chin, have poise and posture in the moment, and be strategic like Queen Esther and have the ultimate checkmate in the end, okay? We are not arrogant. We submit to the divine authority of God. We don't have to be loud and boisterous. We are grounded. We are not perfect, and we accept that, but we are living a life that is purposeful. Okay? So it's so important for me to also address the women who right now might say, Ashley, I don't feel chosen right now. I'm going through all of this. I've been feeling rejected. I've been feeling overlooked. I feel like I stayed too long in a situation and that impacted my ministry. I need you to know that rejection from anything earthly is not proof that you were not chosen. In fact, that can often be proof that you were. Something that I have learned in my life, y'all, is that the closer I get to a breakthrough, the closer I get to saying yes to what God called me to do. And actually, when I say yes, it gets worse. I feel like the enemy goes crazy, getting busy trying to attack me and trying to keep me everywhere else except for focused on what I'm supposed to be doing. So I want, instead of being like, oh my gosh, the world is against me, I'm not, getting this, I'm not getting that, I'm not achieving, I feel behind, all of those things, count them as blessings. Shift your mindset and realize that God placed you in a season. He called you for a reason. And the biggest thing that the enemy can do, he can't defeat God, right? What he can do, though, is delay your purpose and delay your promise. So I want you to think about that. Anytime you feel like you're being attacked or you feel like things aren't going your way, I want you to realize that it's because the enemy knows how powerful you will be when you're walking into your purpose season, okay? So this podcast is going to explore all the things, y'all. If you've ever, if you know me or you follow me, I'm multi-passionate, but this podcast is going to explore a lot of things. And I put down a bunch of things. I want to read them out so I can make sure I don't miss anything. But we're going to talk about emotional wounds. We're going to talk about healing, hormones, wellness, faith and feminine leadership, boundaries, identity, calling, stewardship, marriage, fear, purpose, showing up boldly. We are going to talk about all of these things that are weaved into being chosen and living a chosen life. So ultimately, and you may have figured this out already by now, I am not inviting you to listen to a podcast, okay? Podcast is cute, background is cute. I try to get cute for y'all today so you can see. Welcome you to this podcast. I'm inviting you to live chosen. That's what this chosen ministry is all about. It is about reminding you that it does not matter what the world says. It does not matter what your heart feels right now. Baby, you were chosen by your Creator for something bigger, elevated. And so we have to walk the chosen path, talk the chosen talk, and do what we need to do in order to fully surrender to that. So, living chosen means healing what hurt you. It means honoring what God placed in you. It means showing up fully where you're planted, even though you're not content with where you are. It means stewarding your body, stewarding your mind, stewarding your energy, stewarding your calling. It means stewarding everything that is about you, that influence you, so that you can stay focused and not get distracted by the things in the world that are coming at you and coming at you fast. So, if you also know me, you know I like to give homework, okay? So your homework for today, 3 questions that I want you to ask yourself. And put it in your group chat with your girls, whatever it is. I want all of us to rise together. This chosen life is a movement. It's bigger than any of one of us, but I want us to really get intentional about what we're doing here, right? So I want to ask you 3 questions. I want you to ponder, journal it, pray over it, meditate, whatever you need to do. First question is, where have I been waiting to be picked? Where have I been waiting to be picked? So this question has to do with your choices. Are you in a position to receive the blessing you say you want? Are you stewarding your life in a way that if God gave it to you today, you could handle and manage it? Are you becoming the type of person that can say, thank you, Lord, yes, I'll do this, I'll submit, and can walk in it without flundering and fumbling and all of those things? Are you in the position to receive what you say you want? Question 2, where do I need to choose myself? So this is a hard one. It was a hard one for me because I'm A1 people pleaser. I want to make people happy. I want to see them smile. I don't like saying no. But I realized that every yes that I gave that was not in alignment with my values, that was not in alignment with what God told me to do and who God called me to be, was a no to Him. Okay? Where do you need to choose yourself? Is it with boundaries? Is it with your health and wellness? Do you need to go to the doctor and get your blood work done this year? Have you had your mammogram? Like all of those things? Is it a practice of self-care that you need to choose you for? Where do you need to choose yourself? And third, what would living chosen look like this year? So if you sit back and you say, okay, it's April when you hear this podcast. By December, if I took a step toward this chosen life, in this chosen life, by the time I got to December, who am I? Who do you want to be when you get to that point in the year? What would living a chosen life look like this year? Okay? So that's it. I'm out of your face. But I do want to say, keep in mind, I'm an undiagnosed ADHD person, so expect most of my episodes to be 20 minutes or less. Right now we're clocking 19, so that worked out just fine. Thank you, Holy Spirit. But be here with me, take this journey with me, walk in this chosen life with me, because I want you to know, you are not random, you're not forgotten, you should not be ashamed, You are not behind. You're not too late. You are chosen. Live this week like you are chosen. Okay?